What's going on, Scorpio? How are you doing? Hope we're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the rest of September 2023. So in this reading, Scorpio, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides for you regarding September 2023, Scorpio, and so much more. So before we begin this reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you, Scorpio, are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that, Scorpio. So without further ado, I'm going to pull the energy and we'll see what wants to come through for you for the rest of September 2023, Scorpio. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of a Scorpio. See what we got here, Scorpio. It looks like it's going to be a really good month, really great month, actually. Excellent frequencies coming through for the rest of September for you, but hold on. All right, Scorpio. So before we get into the tarot, let's go ahead and start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards from the universe. And this is going to be the energy that you need to embody more of, the energy that you need for your own highest good in September. And the first one here, Scorpio, you need is understanding. Okay, understanding. And you see how there's a bird that's being set free from its cage, and it's going to fly with the other birds that are free. But there's some sort of freeing experience that you're going to be having, or at least the advice is to embody this energy that seems very scary. A bird that has been locked in a cage its whole life with other birds that have been locked in a cage. The idea of flying on its own or freedom is very scary. Okay, so there is some sort of conditioning that I feel that you're going to be breaking away from and really looking at your own freedom of exploration, your own freedom of movement, your own capacity to develop new ideas and really think for yourself and fly around and look around. What do you think of the world? How do you want to experience things? And moving away from conditioning is a very freeing yet scary experience for you in September. That's what I get, because there's some sort of deep conditioning that you've been involved in that it seems like you're going to be moving away from. And also, it seems to me that in some sort of way, September 2023, you're going to be made a deep month of increasing your own self-awareness. This is who I am. This is what I prefer. But in some sort of way, it's scary. Okay? So you're increasing your own self-knowledge, self-understanding about what it is that you really prefer, what it is that you actually makes you feel free. But in some sort of way, it's rubbing up against some sort of social conditioning. And I think it's like things that are like rubbing off on you that you're just gonna have to like dust it off your shoulders here. So you could be dusting off other people's, belief systems that don't belong to you that you've just kind of been around. So some sort of very freeing experience that also is a little bit scary. And it has to do with your own self-awareness about who you really are. That's what I get. And so you also have, what frequency do you need more of? Creativity. Okay, and this is like the Empress here. So a very fertile time for you to use your energy to grow things. The Empress is all about growing things. It's also about using your feminine power, even if you're more of a, or if you're a man listening to this, or if you're a masculine energy, definitely sinking into the feminine and, feminine creativity, really, receiving, being able to receive things as well, because the Empress has a lot, but she's also able to receive, right? She's very fertile. So being able to receive, what the universe is trying to tell you about your own lack of freedom and how you can get more freedom. Because in some way the universe is telling you, Scorpio, you're in a cage, but it's not locked anymore. You're in a cage, but it's not locked anymore. So be very receptive to the abundance that the universe has for you. Because I feel like whatever it is that you're being made aware of about yourself in September, Scorpio, it may just have to do with whatever it is. It's something that's very like understanding that people have a lack mentality, and your opportunity is to spot that and not to fall victim to just falling into that kind of like social, I'm using the word social conditioning, but Stockholm syndrome. There's people who are like very afraid of something that's very natural to you. I don't know what that means, but also definitely a lot of opportunity to make a lot of money. Creative ideas, if you have any sort of creative ideas, I wouldn't be afraid to work with them very deeply. There's something here about you definitely having the opportunity to lay foundations to make a lot of money when it comes to September. And also I just have to say this, there's something about taking inspiration from beautiful women or inspiring other people with your feminine beauty instead of looking at it as a negative thing. I'm just getting, for a few Scorpios out there, women, beautiful women, you view your own Empress status, like you're like Scorpio woman, there's a certain depth. You can look at a man, or you can look at someone in the eyes, and it's just like you suck them in. Instead of viewing that as some sort of burden or some sort of, I better tone this down or whatever, use it as power, like use your beauty, maybe even to get ahead in your career. Maybe some of you have qualms about that. Some of you, I do feel like this thing of like, you're viewing your own voluptuousness, you're viewing your own empressness as an obstacle, whereas it should be actually an asset, right? Because whatever you have in this life, you got to use it, right? So if you're a beautiful person that's very fertile and beautiful, and people like get sucked into your world, use it to inspire them, use it to inspire yourself, use it to beautify the world. Just because people are like, Scorpio's so beautiful, but that's so, it's like, I just get like, own who you are, use it to your benefit, and whatever you make it mean is what it will be. So just however that makes sense to you. And you also have the Lovers, and you also have the Lovers in your overall general energy as well. So I get a lot of progress in your love life. I get a lot of progress in your love life. The other frequency you need more of is the Lovers card here, Scorpio. And there's something here about exploring your love life here. This is one of those readings, I don't know how to say what I'm getting, because I kept getting this message. And the weird thing is the final one you have is schizophrenia. Like the frequency you need more of is schizophrenia. And in general, this is not a good frequency. It's like you don't know what you are. And so this is not going to be for all of you, obviously. But there is a certain percentage of Scorpios. And I don't know how to say this other than just saying what I'm getting. So this is clearly not for all of you, but for some of you Scorpios that have had negative experiences with men that are now in some sort of lesbian relationship, you might want to explore your relationship to men and the masculine, because I get that some of you who are once straight and now you say you're a lesbian, you could actually be naturally bisexual. There's something about, I'm just going to be honest, I'm not even a Scorpio, so I'm not even projecting. Maybe go check the Aries readings, I might project a little bit. There's something here about exploring. I'll just leave it as exploring your sexuality. And I feel like this has been a message that I've been getting, especially for the Scorpio women, but just in general, doesn't matter. There's something here about something, I just get that. So not going to be for all of you, but if you're in a monogamous straight relationship, maybe exploring how do we make it work, etc. But I just get that. I get like you've had a negative experience with one, just being, okay, I don't know why, but you know why. Okay, so Your opportunity here, Scorpio, is the Devil. And actually, interestingly enough, this deck is called Materialism. And so with your opportunity being the Devil here, I do get there's an opportunity to free yourself in some sort of way that may feel taboo, that may feel a little bit like... I also get using your sexual energy to your advantage in your life. And that can manifest in so many different ways. Understanding, are you giving yourself permission to really freely express your sexual energy in a responsible way? Of course. In a responsible way, of course. Right? But there is something here about the Empress coming out, or the Queen of Pentacles is here, the Ten of Pentacles is here, the Empress is here. There's something, especially if you're a woman in the work world, there's something about you viewing your own sexual energy as a disadvantage when it can be a complete advantage to you. And however that manifests is how it will manifest. Maybe it has to do with something that I just mentioned. Maybe it has to just do with something owning your glow up Empress energy. But your opportunity is the Devil here. Now, on the one hand, we're going to have to clarify why this is here. There could be an opportunity to let go of negative belief systems, some sort of lack mentality, because remember, the first thing that came out here, Scorpio, is the cage is open for you to fly, for you to discover who am I, this freedom. But in some sort of way, the opportunity, like the Devil, so I don't know. I get a lot of you could be a little bit... I get a lot of you think you know, like, there's something here about you are so set, because Scorpio is a fixed sign, right? So there's something here about you're so, like, set in your identity. This is who I am. I would just say, like, are you sure, or is it something that you think you should be, right? That's just what I'm getting. The Devil is your opportunity. So you may have an opportunity to experience something that feels, like, wrong. I kissed a girl and I liked it. I'm sorry to the straight Scorpios, but I have to say what I'm getting for everyone. It's probably 50-50, so just chill. But when it comes to your challenge, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So in general, your opportunity and your challenge is very spiritual in nature. These are two major arcana cards. There could be some sort of limiting belief. I'm just getting belief system or way, some sort of way of defining your life, of who you are, that could be blocking opportunities from being in your life. Okay, because classically, the Wheel of Fortune in your challenge could be a missed opportunity. Okay, your challenge there could be a missed opportunity if you cling to belief systems that are forced upon you and that are not actually your own here, Scorpio. And so there is something here about breaking out of some sort of negative, once again, cage that you know it's open, but you're acting like it's still closed, or you're just afraid to make that jump. So it's going to manifest in many different ways for a lot of you. The Wheel of Fortune in your challenge as well. There could be growing pains with you and a lover, because what you need more of is a lover. I feel like there's a lot of love in your life that's going great, but there's something holding the relationship back from flowering. And it may have to be with being too set in your ways, etc., etc., etc. I'm not sure, but be patient with yourself, but this is what I'm getting. So we're going to have to clarify that, but very spiritual month for you. And then also great for financial. When it comes to your overall general energy, Scorpio, great things. I feel like you could get a pay raise. Some of you could get, a lot of you could be getting an increase in your pay, or a great idea that comes to you that you put into action. Your overall general energy, the Empress, the Lovers, and the Ten of Pentacles. I do get in some sort of way you being very comfortable in the physical realm. You could have a partner that takes great care of you. You could be very happy with the work that you're doing in this time. Once again, you could be getting a pay raise. You could be receiving some sort of unexpected inheritance from your family at this time. Or this could be your lover just treating you well. I really do feel like whoever you're dealing with in love, they treat you really good. And it's someone that you do have potential to really be in a long-term stable thing with, Scorpio. If you're more of a straight Scorpio, or if you're a Scorpio woman, you could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius man who's just treating you great. You could be getting a little bit, And even if this is not to do with a love situation, I get you getting special treatment, and instead of viewing it as negative, view it as positive, because you have to use what you have in this life. With the Devil being in your opportunity, and the Wheel of Fortune being in your challenge, Scorpio, there is something here about you getting special treatment, but if you don't watch your definitions, you could make it mean something that it doesn't necessarily have to mean. So, and this is up to you. this is up to your own opinion about the world, and I'm not here to make your, you need to trust what you feel, obviously. But a scenario, a storyline that I'm getting is this. And maybe this makes you uncomfortable, maybe you want to work somewhere else, and maybe this isn't for you, because I don't know if I would be even comfortable with it. I have Lilith conjunct my ascendant, which means a lot of people just look at me because they think I'm so damn attractive, which is why I wear baggy clothing. Me and Billie Eilish, Lilith conjunct the ascendant. Why do you think we wear baggy clothing all the time? So people do. Okay, so I understand the uncomfortableness of someone thinking you're attractive and you necessarily not wanting to engage in that way. The storyline that I'm getting, take it or leave it, apply it to a different situation. The frequency that I'm getting is like, let's say that you have a boss at work, they think you're beautiful, and so they give you special treatment, and instead of you thinking that it has to lead to anything more or rejecting that or like, men are so disgusting, he's giving me extra money because he thinks I'm beautiful. Why does it have to be so negative here? Why? And maybe if it crosses a line, it is, but I'm just you're getting special treatment either by a lover, but there is something here about like you pushing it away or something based on your definition. So I don't know, like just be open to being to being treated special, but I just get like the way in which you're going to be treated special is you're going to be like, oh, but it's fake though. It's like, no, it's not fake. We're in a physical body. We're physical humans. We came into the physical dimension to be physical. So it's like, give me a break. So it's like, and I don't know what it is. And it's like, don't think that people have, some sort of standard notion of beauty. For some of you need to hear it out there. Some of you Scorpio women that are listening to this are like, well, this reading obviously isn't for me. It's not. I'm not skinny. I'm not this. I'm not that. Don't you understand that the universe, nothing happens by accident. There will be people around you who adore you. All you have to do is accept yourself. If you accept yourself, you'll get reflections of people who accept you. And what I get from this reading that's kind of strange is recently a lot of you have been accepting yourself as an empress, even if you're a woman and you weigh 300 pounds. Don't you understand that, I might even still find that attractive. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. You think I find these like Victoria's Secret models attractive? No. So it's just like, don't think that you think you know what's going on. Just take it or leave it. It's just what I'm getting, Scorpio, okay? So, and then, whatever you are, accept that, love it, because you are in this avatar for a reason. I just don't know why I'm getting that it is. And then when it comes to your advice, or excuse me, not your advice, and what you don't see coming, this is where it gets a little bit weird. You have the Five of Pentacles, you have the Fool, and you have the Ace of Cups here. So I get you moving away from some sort of, once again, being on the outside of abundance and you really taking a leap here. There's definitely a flood of new love and new emotions. I'm getting like your heart opening. I definitely get that here, Scorpio. I feel like this does have to do, for a lot of you, it's not really with anyone new. It could be for some of you that are single here. There could be a new earth sign as well. I get fire sign, I get earth energy coming in for you for love. Doesn't have to be, but I get that. There's some sort of very new positive emotional experience happening with you. But in some sort of way, I get that there's been something that's blocking this from happening for a very long time. The Five of Pentacles is someone who's too obsessed with the idea of their fate, their identity. They're identified with being in poverty. And so they're walking by these pentacles that they could be picking up, but they're too blinded. You see how they have this blindfold on, Scorpio? And you see how the angel's like putting a blindfold on them. In some sort of way, in what you don't see coming, there's like something that's been blinding you, that's lifted off of you, that like, we can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Like, there's some sort of emotional experience that you're now open to that you weren't before based on a crappy definition or some sort of cage that you were in, but you're now having the courage to get out of the cage, whatever that means for you. Okay, and so, yeah. And so then, when it comes to, so great month for love, great month, even though the Five of Pentacles is here and what you don't see coming, I don't really get a whole lot of like financial. If you've been experiencing financial difficulty, be open to new ways of like using your energy to your benefit rather than viewing it as negative. Because some of you, that's been the thing that's been holding you back, is like this like weird thing of like a communist mentality. I don't know. And so I just hate to see that. So there's this thing with your advice. Your advice is the King of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and also the Two of Wands here, Scorpio, when it comes to your advice. So there's clearly a choice in love I feel like there's someone who's offering you a lot of stability here, Scorpio. Could be a fire sign, could be an earth sign in love. There's a lot of stability coming in your love life, but it's still a choice for you because there's something that you're not sure of, and there's something that you're figuring out about yourself at this time. And it could be through a relationship, right? With this understanding card coming here and creativity. So, in some sort of way, I get that you're very supported. I get that you're going to be treated special treatment for Scorpio. Some of you, that's going to make you run the other way because you have a low opinion of yourself, and when someone starts treating you special, you're like, they want to have sex with me. Not necessarily, Scorpio. So it's just like, don't necessarily reject special treatment, because I feel like there's a lot of stability coming in with your passion. Also, express your passion here. The King of Wands is someone who's eccentric, doesn't care what other people think about them, very passionate, very kind as well. Doesn't have to mean, mean, right? Sometimes people think King of Wands is scary. And so definitely a good month. I mean, whatever's going on for you here in September, it's just a lot of like deep self-realization, getting special treatment from other people, but then also really exploring yourself, whatever that means for you. It's going to mean different things. I mentioned some weird things, and I just get that. Make sure that you're not stubbornly holding on to a definition of yourself that's going to block an opportunity for you, because you're meant to get special treatment here, Scorpio. So let's see why the Devil is your opportunity here. This is going to tell me a lot. Why is the Devil the materialism? Once again, okay, let's see. Why is the materialism here your opportunity? I just feel like, Scorpio, you're burdening yourself in love in some sort of way, and your opportunity is to clearly drop the burden. And I feel like the burden is by, the Devil in your opportunity is clarified. How many times do we need the Lovers? We have the Lovers here. The Lovers has come out 3 times. So I would say it's a very important time for you to experiment with your love life, even if you're in a committed relationship in a responsible way with your partner. Okay, but I'm telling you, this is the gate for you. You have the Lovers card in your overall general energy. The energy that you need more of is the Lovers. And then clarifying the Devil in your opportunity is the Lovers, but it's also attached to this 10 of Wands. And so being creative with your love life, not being attached to who you think what your love life should look like here, the 10 of Wands. There could be a situation of you exploring yourself that feels so intense, that feels so scary, but it's actually going to set you free in your love life. And it could have to do with understanding something about yourself that makes you feel very uncomfortable. Take it or leave it, whatever that means for you. I get that. And it's something that maybe doesn't make you feel uncomfortable, but the idea of people understanding who you really are might make them uncomfortable, because a lot of you are so empaths, you want to make sure everyone feels comfortable about you. And a lot of you, this is something nothing to do in public, by the way. Very clear. I don't actually get anyone's going to be viewing this besides you. This is very private. Whatever's going on in your love life, whatever changes are happening, whatever taboo thing you're exploring, or it's very private. No one's going to know about it besides the autistic mystic. So, and your secrets are safe with me. So with that being said here, very interesting things. I don't know what that is. I mean, for some of you, it could be letting go of a rigidness or some sort of burden, burdening yourself in love or some sort of thing. So I don't know, Scorpio. I think you know what I'm trying to say in some sort of way. Let's see why the Wheel of Fortune is your challenge. Why is the Wheel of Fortune your challenge here in the rest of September 2023, Scorpio? I just get like maybe the best love situation of your life is on its way. Because the Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the 10 of Pentacles here. Or it's falling in love with a new career path. I do get like a lot of you switching career paths and temporarily being a little bit dicey financially. And I know I said that you're not dicey financially, but I do get something about, for those of you that have in September, you were like, oh my God, I'm going to do this thing. I don't like my current job. That could be very well going on, but it could have, if that's the case, then it has to do with using your scorpionic depth, transformation, Mars, Pluto energy in order to be alluring, in order to get ahead in your career, which makes some of you very uncomfortable. So there's some sort of thing with your sexuality, with your own physical avatar, with your love life that is making you very uncomfortable when it comes to a new path. For some of you, this new path will be a new career path, that you're meant to use this in a certain way. For some of you, this has nothing to do. You're very comfortable in your career path. You're getting special treatment in your career path, and it's more of a private love thing that you're readjusting that still somehow makes you uncomfortable. So if you're comfortable all the time, that means you're not growing. So I would congratulate you for having the courage to step into this moment of bravery to really discover what it is that you want. Because most people die at 17 and they don't get buried until 72, and they're reincarnating to 3D realities over and over again. I don't want to see that happen to you. I want you to advance to be a spirit guide, but who knows who advances who, because spirit guides learn from us anyway. And this is what makes me happy, is exploring these depths, and I'm happy that you're here with me. The Aries, because I love Scorpio. Stay away from me. Yep. Okay. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here in your challenge? And then we're going to clarify that Lovers. And then there could be in what you don't see coming, you have the Five of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Ace of Cups. There could be a positive, completely new experience that makes you feel like you have no idea who you are. But the only way you would be offended by that is if you really think you're a somebody in this world. Don't you realize, Scorpio, that we're all guests in this world? No one has it figured out. Don't you realize that? That everyone's trying to posture up like, oh, I have it all figured out. But if you think you're a somebody, then this whole process is probably going to offend you, and you're too easily hurt. But for those of you that are on the board, there's something here about if you think you're somebody, you're going to be offended. If you realize the truth of this reality, that you are a plop in existence, doesn't mean you're not important. But if you realize that you're really a nobody, the enlightened approach is to realize that all I know is I know nothing. I'm not the center of the universe. I'm not that important. Then this process of exploration would not offend you if you realize that you are a nobody. You are a spiritual being having a temporary human experience. This is okay. Whatever's happening, it's okay. The universe loves you. The universe is enjoying seeing you go through this. And you can enjoy it too, as long as you don't think, I'm a somebody. No, I'm a nobody. And that's very challenging many times for Scorpio as a fixed energy, as a fixed water sign. So let's see why the Wheel of Fortune is here in your challenge. Because I was watching like an interview with Mike Tyson, who's like one of the greatest boxers ever. And it was like, it really struck me. Someone was asking him like Mike, like you have all this success, but what happens when like someone, who's like a tough guy because he's a great boxer, like tries to like challenge you or tries to like provoke you in public, and because everyone treats you well, but there's always going to be a few haters, right? And he's like, well, the only way I get offended is if I think I'm a somebody, if I think I'm Mike Tyson, the fixed identity. But when I remember I'm a nobody, it's so easy for me to laugh it off and change and just keep going, because change is the only constant. And perhaps the challenge of the Wheel of Fortune card of change, it's like 5 plus 5 equals 10. It's like 5 equals change, but 10 equals like steroids change. Mike Tyson on steroids. But it's like change is the only constant. And I feel like some sort of set thing. Sorry, Scorpio, the camera just died there. Remember, the true freedom is to be by embracing that change is the only constant. Things are in a constant state of flux. Your identity, your earthbound identity, is just temporary. We're all going to die here. We're all going to grave together. We're all in this together. You're all in. So, yeah. I'm just also, by the way, a lot of times during these readings, I'm also transmitting frequency. The only reason I'm saying this is because we're so far into the reading that there still will be obviously most of the people listening to this, but some people can't understand what I'm about to say. It's a transmission of frequency. Don't be too attached to the words that I'm saying. Let the frequency activate whatever needs to be activated in your brain, because these readings aren't powerful because I'm telling you the exact thing that I think is going on or that I can see going on. It's meant to be a frequency that then activates original creative thought within you. So you may draw a conclusion from this reading that is completely separate from what I'm saying, but it's meant to activate you. So there you go. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here in your challenge? I've been saying it for 5 minutes now. The Wheel of Fortune in your challenge is clarified by the Justice card, the Star, healing, renewal, something being put right, the Judgment, you having just that alone. The Wheel of Fortune in your challenge is clarified by the Justice card, the Star, and the Judgment. Whoa. That is major karma, renewal, okay, being open to the universe, what it's trying to tell you. And then you have the Queen of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Death card. So not being attached to the old identity, not being attached to who you thought you were before you listened to this reading, okay? Because we're all in a state of flux. And, I just feel like, Scorpio, I think I've given you everything I needed to in this reading. But hold on, actually, no. Let's actually clarify the Lovers card here. Why is the Lovers card here in your overall general energy, Scorpio? Let's see. What's going on in your love life? And if it's not love, it's like you being a new career path that you really love. Let's see. Why is the Lovers card here? Yeah, the Moon. So, I'm telling you, it's a little bit shrouded. It's a little bit, a little bit scary. Five of Pentacles right next to that Ace of Cups. New positive. Don't worry. Everything is going to be A-okay. Why is the Lovers card here for Scorpio in September in your overall general energy? Okay. Well, the Lovers card in your overall general energy is clarified by the Moon, the Fool, the King of Cups, and the Emperor. There's definitely and you also have the Fool right where my ancestors are from, the White Cliffs of Dover, the Reeds, picking the little Reeds in London who came to the U.S. because they were either criminals or seeking religious freedom. That's yet to be determined. And so clearly there's a Fool here looking at the Ace of Cups, and then you have the Fool here looking at the King of Cups and the Moon, which is shrouded by some sort of illusion that you may be walking away from the illusion. Remember, I've been keep telling you about this, the Fool walking away from the illusion, the darkness. And then you have the Emperor, so maybe a daddy coming back for those. I don't know what to say about this, but there's clearly a very positive, stimulating love situation, giving you understanding, giving you stability, but just please don't be too fixed in who you think what is going to make you happy. So with that being said, Scorpio, I really hope that this reading helped you, and have a great September. I'll talk to you next.